Okay. Sorry. A few seconds, things acting up. Anyway, this is about Stefan Molyneux getting booted from MailChimp and a couple things. And I couldn't find anything else but these really opinionated rags. The Daily Dot, and the other one is called News Hub, which it's out of New Zealand. All right, the Daily Dot goes. So I'm not going to read it all. I'm just going to read some stuff that's in here. But pretty much, he was been booted from MailChimp because, my God, he has opinions people don't like. And I'll go through here, and it goes, "Hey, at MailChimp abuse. Did you know you power white nationalist and Stefan Molyneux's email newsletter? Molyneux promotes eugenics, race science, and men's rights activism." Okay, first off, I've listened and seen a lot of his stuff. Not everything. Some stuff I'm like, whatever. I don't do his call-in show. I think some of the stuff is kind of boring and preachy, and I don't agree with everything he says. But he does not promote eugenics. Race science, he has talked about racial differences based on... What is it doing now? That's not what I wanted. Okay. This is her getting ratioed. Black guy calling her cowards. Maribel saying I would delete mail. I actually did this by accident. Six Hexenhammer 6 says talk about virtue signaling. No research either, just ban. No, I'm going to tell you this in my personal opinion. I mean, there's just a lot more. Geez, time to leave MailChimp before they terminate your accounts because U.S. sanctions or something. This person goes, well, thank you for taking yourselves out of the running for me and deciding which service I use. I'm not going to volunteer use service that will cancel me to make Twitter happy. And it goes on and on and on. But I'm going to go through this. I don't know how, whatever. But I mean, if you talk about, he's talked about it. He's talked about, with it from like different, journals and books that have been written, but he doesn't really go into it. He does talk about certain things, and I'm not going to get into it. I'm not here to talk about that. And men's rights, oh my God, men and women are different. Men and women have different needs and different rights issues. Just like men and women, they have different medical needs. Men get prostate cancer. Women don't because they don't have prostates. Men can get testicular cancer. Women don't get testicular cancer because they don't have testiculars. Yeah, I'm kind of doing the Jeff Foxworthy thing. Just like men and women can both get breast cancer, though it mainly affects women. Women can get uterine cancer in the uterus. I think uterine cancer. I don't. That's the one that kind of have everybody has a word they can't say. That one's just kind of driving me nuts today. And guys can't get that. Guys can't get cancer in the uterus because they don't have a uterus. Women have certain medical issues they have to deal with, and men have certain medical issues we have to deal with because we're different. And which is an obvious thing. So, there are certain issues where women have certain rights issues where they're being screwed over because they're women in certain cases, and that needs to be addressed. And if men are getting screwed over in certain cases because they're being men, that needs to be addressed too. People's rights need to be addressed whether they're men or women. The fact that he's going to focus more on, like, we have tons of groups over-focusing on women stuff. I'm focused on women's like it's crazy. But the minute you want to focus on how men are getting fucked over, and I do mean fucked over, people throw a fit. And this is great. But the fact that she did this, and it's more like this was planned. She knew someone. I guarantee you, this person knew someone at MailChimp, and this was, I'm telling you, I'm going to guess. My guess is, I think, I don't know for sure, this is my conclusion, this is my guess. I don't know why I care about the conclusion, but this is what my guess is. She knows someone at MailChimp, and this was a planned thing. This didn't come out of nowhere, trust me. Because there was someone she knew at MailChimp, didn't like Stefan Molyneux, but she just had to do something to where she could get the ball rolling, trust me. And then when they go they go, thank you for this. This rules. Notice that they're using everything about how people like this rules. Like, let me tell you something. If you don't defend the people you disagree with, because there are people out there who disagree, but I agree with their right to say it. Because even people I disagree with, every once in a while they come up with ideas like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. You know? But these people are horrible people. And then he goes on to say later on that that if he had to go do that, he would struggle to fight. He would. Because there's a lot of people that don't like him. And if he got hired by a company, that company, they found out they worked for that company to get ratioed until they had to fire him. And he is in Canada. It says online provocateur Stefan Molyneux is being ridiculed over complaining he won't be able to find regular employment after saying provocative things online. Well, it's true, because they would look him up, and the first thing that you would look up under Google search is how bad Stefan Molyneux is, what type of jerk Stefan Molyneux is. You know, it's pretty much they've stacked the deck against him. Says Professor Scott Steiner, what am I supposed to do when people Google me, found mountains of evidence of me being a... You know what? First off, if that guy worked for me, he wouldn't have a job for much longer. And then, see, this is everything from people who don't... People... go, because what he's trying to say is when you do Google search and the Google algorithm is set up to screw you over, and like it'll take everything people said you said, but they'll take it completely out of context. And he's got a point that he can't, he's unemployable. But the thing though is it's like these attacks, like the good thing is, like, I live in Texas. And in Texas, let's say I started working for there's actually some ABC, there's actually some companies like called ABC whatever. But let's say I started working for let's say I started doing IT work for, because I'm an IT degree. So let's say I just started doing IT work for Cisco. Okay, I've actually had calls for people to go work at Cisco. I've actually interviewed for Oracle before. But I've actually worked for VMware before. I love working for VMware. Great company. Let's say that I got hired for Cisco. And I work in Cisco. I'm just there fixing computers, doing what I do. And someone sees some of my stuff online and says, hey, did you know he's a white, he's this, that, and the other? Look what he said. Well, and I get fired and I get let go because of this. Well, in Texas, I can actually sue that person for tortious interference of a contract. And in Texas, I can sue that person for contacting Cisco, or people for contacting Cisco and getting me relieved and get money for it and enough to cover my expenses, and then they'll get friggin' slammed. And if they make it so bad that I can't get a job and they poison the well for me, I can get tortious interference of prospective contracts. And that way, that they have to pay me for what money I might have been able to make. I don't know if Canada has such laws, but in Texas, since I'm in Texas, I always say I'm in Texas because of this. In Texas, if they would have done this, if he was in Texas, they would have done this. And also, this is also defamation. And the reason why I say defamation, if you come here, and this is where it's defamation, they say he promotes eugenics. And this is how he can get them, at least in Texas, for defamation. I'm assuming, I'm not a lawyer. Don't play on one on TV. My dad was a lawyer, but nearly. This is just conjecture. This is just guessing. A real lawyer could answer this. But I think this would also be a case for defamation. And the reason is, she accused you of doing eugenics, race science, and then said men rights, doing activism for the rights of men is a bad thing. Therefore, she basically to say that he promotes eugenics, by the way, which he doesn't. I'm pretty, which I'm 99% sure he doesn't. The reason why I never say 100% because there's always that one time you're like, oh, I didn't know you supported that. I would never guessed. But he doesn't. He does not. Heck, I don't even support eugenics. I think eugenics is a horrible thing. And eugenics, by the way, came from the Democrat Party. Those are mainly Democrats who did that crap, not Republicans here in the United States. But saying that he supports eugenics, and eugenics, in my opinion, is a horrible thing, that is defamation. And this Nandini Jami, however you say her name. If I did say her name wrong, I'll apologize. I'll only apologize for saying people's names wrong because sometimes I'm just trying to guess. Well, this young lady here could get the living crap suit out of her. Okay? And the fact that she's admitting to it, it's like, look, this is what the Vic Mignogna case. Now, I know the judge kicked a lot of stuff out, but it's being appealed. And I'm telling you, on appeal, a lot of stuff's going to come back. And he's pretty much going to, I think he's going to end up winning this case. And in my opinion, you never know. But he's pretty much going to win a lot of the case. But yeah, that's about it. If I was Stefan, and if this woman is in Canada, if he's in the United States, there might be not much he can do. But if he was in Canada, he might be able to sue. If let's say she's in Canada, if him being a Canadian. Now, I don't know Canadian law. I don't know how it works, but he could sue her for defamation, basically for claiming that because she got him. Now, I know in the United States for what she did, this caused damages to this person. All right. And this is where the laws need to be loosened so it's easier to sue people for doing crap like this. You know, maybe if some of these people were to pay like $100,000 or get $1 million judgment against them for pulling stunts like this, this would stop. Yeah, not the legal courts for putting her in jail for this, but make her pay the victim $1 million. Because guess what? What if it comes in discovery and find out that she was working, colluding with someone in MailChimp to do this? Well, guess what? She can then sue. She might be able to sue MailChimp. He might be able to sue MailChimp. Maybe not MailChimp, but the person in MailChimp. If I owned MailChimp, I would be, what the F are you doing? Get the heck out. Like I said, we really don't know what's behind this, but like I said earlier, and I don't want to repeat, you know what I said earlier. I'm going to kind of wrap it up now. This lady did a tweet, got Stefan Molyneux removed from MailChimp. 2, I think that she knew someone in MailChimp, and this was a planned action, in my opinion. This is my personal opinion. 2, he has, and I believe he has a right to case to sue for defamation and for damages because she defamed him. All right. The problem is why I can't say white nationalist, because he might be able to get him for white nationalist because she's saying he's a racist too. And all this stuff saying that he's a racist and believes in eugenics. He can sue her for defamation and maybe get damages depending on what Canadian law says. And if she's in the United States, I don't know, because you're crossing national borders, and this is where it becomes complicated. And not to mention, because of the damage the left is doing to him because they don't like his views, it's going to be hard for him to find other employment because he makes his money basically as a businessman online. And I don't know how he could be doing fine financially for all I know. He could be doing great. I don't know. I don't know how he's doing financially. So, but that's about it. Have any comments below, and also tell me what you think. All right? And hit the like button if you like it.